Turtle Tiger. Oh, this is where I started doing my crossing. Yeah, this actually made a lot of sense. So if you go in the border in the corner and you run it through the other corner, this is your perfect center or whatever. Same with both cards. It's actually pretty smart. I was pretty happy I discovered this. Not revolutionary, but you can tell it puts the center right in the middle, so the print is in the right spot, which it always is going to be. But if you look down, you can see it cuts through the N and the C, cuts through the N and the C. I mean, that's about the same. And then the A. Okay, well, hold on. This is the top line wasn't really different, but the one below fangs actually is. Um, Man, no, it's not. it. I'm gonna say no. Forget what I said. For a later card, I'm gonna make that point. I'm not gonna do it right now. And with Razor, okay, so here it's very hard to tell, but the width looks like it's more pushed to the right, and it ought to be, but I'll make that point later. But here you can see the Razor. It's a little hard to tell. I mean, that's clearly off, and this is clearly on. It's closer. Right, the O is above, underneath the 3, more so. Uh, this is like directly underneath. The O is directly underneath the 3. This one, it's a little before. It actually goes up and to the left a little bit. Anyway, this is your reprint on the right. And you can kind of tell too, again, we still have the same coloring. Like all these reprints, they always have, like, they're a little bit lighter. It's hard to tell on their own. Anyway, so I'm saying that the hyphen is going to be over to the right. All right, I should probably actually stop and make like a part 2 video. So I'm going to go ahead and say stay tuned for part 2. But if the video keeps going, then there is no part 2. Because I don't want to have to edit this out later. All right, so Petite Dragon. I don't know if that's how you spell petite. I thought it had an E at the end of it. All right, so he's a small guy. I don't know why you would ever want this card. Okay, so the period is above the D. The period is above the E. It's different. Okay, sorry. It's different. Don't get the reprint. Period is nowhere near the L. Period's L. Okay. Okay, so this one, the crossing did work. All right, so you cross to the left side, moving and moving. It's in the same spot. But as I said, it's the same on the left, similar on the left, and as you go to the right, it expands a little bit more. So if you do that, it goes right through 2. If you do that, oh, it misses 2 completely because 2 is pressed over to the right. So that's helpful in that regard. So the period under the 0, period under the 2, that's a reprint. The Hinotama Soul, or however you say it, intensely hot flame that rams anything standing. Finally, some differences in errata, sort of. It's just the text is different. So intensely hot flame standing is on the first line, standing is on the second line. Okay, this is your reprint. Text is the same, but the spacing is not. Aqua Madure. Let's see what's going on with this guy. It says text. Crush. Space. Crush. No space. Period. Hits nothing. Period. Hits C. There's your reprint. The Cage, or Kagi Musha. Kagi. Of the Blue Flame. All right, so did it. Okay. A space, A, no space. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. You can pause these and look at these for yourself if you want to like try and reproduce this. Okay, Flame Ghost is a hard one, shorter name. Again, Fusion Rares piss me off. Skull Servant, Dissolver Rock, the same. Okay, you just got to look at the F in the beginning. The S. Okay, the name starts about in the same spot. Okay, but look, finishes, cuts through his shoulder, through the smoke. Okay, this is right where the shoulder meets his deltoid meets the shoulder. A little bit more to the right. This is more to the left. You just look at the name. It's got that sharper Times Roman thing going on. Blah blah blah. It's different. Okay, and you got the white, the shading is different here. The white, the purple, pink, purple. Don't always go by that if you don't need to. All right, but you can just tell it's also going to be farther away from these stars, but that's hard to measure. All right, so that's a reprint, pretty easy. I put it in orange. You don't really need to. Dark Ruler. What's going on with this guy? What's going on? I didn't realize how long a video this is going to be. Good God. All right, so let's cruise through this. What did I do? I think it's just because the edge. It's space. I mean, that's pretty different, right? There's not much of a gap there. That's good enough for me. So watch that. I mean, it's to the 0. It's is like on the other side of the 0. Dissolve a rock. This picture sucks, but it doesn't matter because I have all the information I need. Heat is pushed over. Period up to the PI. Period up through the IT. Those are different. Root water, tidal wave. Wave is on the edge. Period I. Period V. These commons are actually pretty easy. It's the commons aren't the problem at all. Massive all the way over. Enemy. Period H. Period E. HE. It's over to the right. He looks furious. Oops. Oh, back-to-back kings. I never noticed that. World space, world away. It's pretty far over. Confirm it. Period S. Period T. Yeah, that's a reprint. A. Guess what? That's a reprint. Right. Yeah. King Fog. And when I know for sure, I don't have to have like great pictures for comparison because it's pretty obvious. Smoke goes to the E. Smoke goes to the F. Misses LOB. Hits LOB. It's a reprint. Mystical Sheep up to the 7, up misses everything. Text is expanded. Masaki 100 space, 100 no space. It's expanded. Kurama whip hyphen next line like. It's expanded. Now again, these are all from like 2010 or 2017 up through 2017. I'm not sure how you say that exactly, but they're later reprints because remember, you just have first editions. You have the original prints that came right after. Then you have the ones they made in the tins where they just changed spell and magic. That's it. All those cards are basically like original. They are all like the same except for the spell magic stuff. They are all meant to be the same. Maybe not DNA 100% identical, but you're not going to be able to tell. PSA is not going to be able to tell a 2002 normal monster card from a collector's tin. Same card. They're not. I don't think so anyway, unless you pull them right out of the pack. And then you have the 2004 ones that say EN. The rest are these that are reprints because they have text that's all spread out. Okay, finally a magic card. Okay, so this video is getting long, so I just want to cruise through these pretty quick. If it says magic card, it is an original print. Before I think, oh my god, I don't even want to say that. Yeah. So the collector's tins, that's when they in 2003, soon after, that's when they made the changed the spell card. Okay, so anything that says magic card is going to be prior to that, which means it's an original for a Legend of Blue Eyes. Okay, watch Gezi. He'll tell you a lot about it. I don't need to tell you a lot about that. So if you buy a legendary sword card that says magic, you're good. Okay, it'll be just like because you'll never be able to get a spell card. Okay, like this one here. This one is a reprint. Looks like because it's is pushed over to the corner. But they also have this in the tin card as a tin 2003 that says spell card, where the text is exactly the same as this. So you have the first edition, then you have the second edition ones that came out, the original prints that look just like the first edition, except they don't say first edition. They say magic. And then they made a change because they were getting sued, I think, to spell, and they still kept this the same, the text. So there was the 3, and then later, this is the reprint. These are the ones they made later down the road. So any card that says magic is going to look like the first edition. Okay. So legendary sword is good. Beast fangs, you just want a magic card. Okay. Violet crystal, you just want a magic card. Okay. Book of Secret Arts, same thing. If it says magic, it's either a first edition or it's an OG print. Because even in the tins, which was 2003, which are still accepted as normal monster cards as being OG, because there's no difference. Even the tins, when they say spell card, these are the magics were before, so we're good. Magic card, no problem. Okay, trap card. First trap card, I think. Dragon Capture Jar. Looks like I wrote Erratum, singular form of errata, right? Useful. All dragon type monsters, blah 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 blah. As long as this card, okay, they're different. Okay, so you have this card. Wait a minute, it's not the same. What the hell does that mean? Well, is it a first edition? No, it's not. Is it an unlimited original? No, because it couldn't be. The text is different. All right, is it out of the tins? Well, aren't the tins the same as the originals? Yeah, they are, except for the spell magic difference. Okay, so it's not a tin. Is it the Worldwide Master Collection, the EN from 2004? No, because it doesn't say EN. All right, so this is going to be one of the 2010 and beyond reprints. Yeah, probably. All right, well, which one is it? 2010, 2017? When did this thing came out? Well, I don't know. That doesn't matter because I'm just trying to compare it to what I want, and I know it's not what I want. So if you look at these stars, it'll tell you, I think, I think it's like 2014 and beyond or 13 and beyond. I forget when they started starring cards, but it'll help to determine that. But go watch Gezi's video. Like, he's a pro at that stuff. Anyway, there is a difference. There's your reprint. Don't get the one that looks like that. Okay, magic card, you're all good. 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 Magic. Okay, we got one of interest. Magic, no. Okay, this is Regeki. I probably should talk about this, but I mean, I don't have to. It's a magic card. If you have a Regeki that says magic on it, you're good. At least for LOB, okay? Don't go, it doesn't apply to other sets all the same without me thinking of too much thought. Like I said, I'm not a total pro. But I'm pretty confident that if you have a magic card, the tins that came out later, 2003, Okay, see how this field is expanded. All right, so the period goes through the 5. This period does not. So this is a full-on reprint. They don't always change. Okay, so you have your first edition like this card, then you have your unlimited originals that look just like this card without first edition. Then you have your tins in 2003 that say spell card, but they look just like this, except for they don't say first edition. Then you have your EN series. Then you have this that came out later in 2010 or beyond, Legendary Collection, that are all spell cards at that point, and then they also stretch the text out as well. So sometimes you'll see if this text, I don't want to get into that. Okay, magic card, magic card, magic card, magic card. Fisher, that's a great card. Okay, so like I said, I don't want to get into that. Okay, so trap card here, trap hole. If the attack some monster or opponent includes okay, so the T, good spacing. Okay, they crammed it and they crammed it. All right, that's all we need to know. This is a reprint. Get one looks like the first edition. Moving on. Okay, polymerization, magic. This card has a 2003 in PSA, but I'm not going to get into that. God, I guess I could. This video is getting so long. I'm trying to just get through this stuff so you guys can just see it. I don't want to make 2 different videos. All right, I'm going to keep going. Okay, magic. Okay, magic again. Select and destroy 2 of your monsters and 1 of your opponent's monsters. Okay, there's a difference in text spacing, I think. Yes. All right, so opponent's monster second line. Okay, so that's different. So this is your reprint. Get one that looks like the original. Mystical Elf. Okay, defense space, defense no space. There's also, this name is also shorter on the top, I think. Maybe not. Doesn't matter. Period misses the O, period hits the O, reprint. Tahone. Space, no space, no space. Pretty simple. Track the period up. It'll tell you, whoops. Beaver Warrior, space defense, no space defense. Okay, good. Period up, period up. Text is spread out, yep. Right, yeah. Gravedigger Ghoul, okay, magic card, again, same thing. We can check, okay, well, clearly that's different from this spell card. So this didn't come out of a tin. It's not from 2003. It's a later reprint. Okay, because if it said spell and then it was the same text as this, then it could be, and probably could be from 2003. But if this text changes later, 2010, it's a reprint. It's kind of confusing, dude. Just get the magic card and you'll be good. Curse the Dragon, A space, A no space. Oh my god, the Carbonaro Effect Warrior. Let's see. It says bracket. Okay, this guy actually had a bracket thing to compare to measure on. Let's see, I don't zoom in very much. Okay, that bracket looks like it cuts through the number symbol, and this bracket misses the number symbol. Up close, that works. Farther away, it's hard to see. That's pretty noticeable. So they spread out Warrior and Fusion instead. Because if you track like the middle of the F goes through the middle of the M, this F goes through the right side of the M. So they spread out. They didn't shrink the text. They spread out Warrior and Fusion, which they needed to do more of. So doing so pushed everything out. So that's noticeable. And then his name starts because it's a rare, so his name floats around. And you can tell this is a little sharper, but the K starts in approximately the same spot. This name up top's a little more to the left. But the R just misses everything. This R clips that, so that is definitely different. This name is a little more to the left, so if you move it to the right, it would just barely cut it. So there's this difference. There's bigger spacing. Okay, so there is a noticeable difference with Carbon Arrow Effect Warrior. Go down, Giant Shoulder of Stone. All right, creature space, E space, no space, period F, period Mrs. F, reprint, Euro Baby, common, right? It's space, width, okay, width is sharp claws, okay, that's different, reprint. All right, here's Red Eyes. Whoa, let's get centered here. All right, so I did my cross trick. Did that work at all? It's kind of cool how it puts it in the same exact spot. No matter if the card's laying like sideways, crooked, whatever, it actually does do a good job of finding the center pretty accurately. It goes through the U, it goes through the OU. That's pretty close. That kind of indicates actually that this line over here is getting stretched out a little bit if I lined up my stuff correctly, and it is. So that goes through the U and that goes through the O. So there's, okay, and does it get more amplified as we go to the right? Well, there's nothing to check over here, so we just look at the period. Period's right over the 2. This period's right over the 4. You look at the name, it's like almost to the half. And this one's like basically into the attribute, like almost touching. And it looks like probably, I didn't measure the name R's, but they're probably close. So this name is probably floating too far to the right, but it doesn't matter. So that you just look at the text over the 4. This is over the 2. That's pretty significant. Next, Reaper of the Cards. Reaper of the Cards. Reaper. All right, flip, select a card target. Okay, and then this is clearly different. So that's a reprint. Oh crap! I forgot about this card. Okay, Witty Phantom. All right, so the first edition, dressed in a night black tuxedo, this creature presides over death. Okay, so they didn't want. Okay, there's your first edition. They didn't want to do death, so they changed it to darkness. Right. Okay, so they started with death. That is an actual card that exists. This is the one you're gonna want to collect because it's the if you're going for unlimited, because you don't see anything goofy with the reprint as it is over here on the right. Um, you want the one with the nice space, and they just changed it to darkness. So this is your first. This is the one they altered it to that you're gonna want to collect. They never talked about death again. There is a first edition presides over darkness, but it's Asian English. If you want it, which it looks exactly the same except for the back. If you wanted to get that, that's cool. And then here's something funny talking about, PSA. Obviously, they made some mistakes, but they have this as a 2002 LOB regular unlimited, not first edition, but just a regular, like the ones we are claiming to collect. But it's not. It's just not. The over is too over. It looks just like all the other reprint cards that we've looked at. The border is kind of like a light, like brighter orange, I guess you could say. And it's over on the edge, right? It is over to the side, 100%. Okay, I need to jam through the rest of these. This is getting freaking ridiculous. So this is a mistake. They made mistakes. You can tell the sellers know usually because everything's priced like lower, but don't blame them. Okay, so you want this one like the one in the middle. Okay, larvas, opposing. He strangles people, and there's a space, and there's no space. The space is strangled. We go down here to hard armor. Well, hard indeed. He's got a bone jarring tackle, and then this one's kind of hard, but you can see that it's a little more to the edge. I did my lines, okay. It misses the H. All right, this one catches the H because it's a little more pushed to the right. G and T, that should be, okay, so tackle. They pushed out tackle a little bit too, okay. So they stretched all this out, stretched out hard armor. Okay, his name, I always think it's different because it looks, but it's just not. So that's a reprint. It's just a little stretched out. Maneater, period to the 7, period misses everything. Okay, there's your reprint. M Warrior, handsome guy. Uh, Here we go. Uses space, uses no space. Escape K, escape, comma. There's your reprint. Don't get that one. Equip space, same thing. Whoa, warrior is. Oh my god, what is happening here? It's almost as bad as Summon Skull. But anyway, specializing and commented. Okay, that one's different. It's your reprint. Reprint looks bad. Spirit of the Harp, where are we at here? Spirit of the Harp. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. Heavenly. Heavenly pushed over to the right. Yeah, simple, right? Is that airmail? R-mail. There we go. With space, with no space, with no space. Period M, period just past M. He looks puzzled. Looks like he's about to strike. Okay, Terror the Terrible, the space. Oh, minion of. Okay, totally different. It's a reprint. 2010 and beyond reprint. Okay, so this guy, Frenzy Panda, space, beating space. Uh, no space. Okay, don't infringe on a panda's beating space. Okay, we got period th period just after the h. Not enough to go. Not enough line to make much of a difference. It hasn't gone far enough down to create. Never mind. I can't fucking say it. All right, beating. No space. No space to beat. Como taco. We got with space, with no space. Should be pretty easy to you by now. Uses space, uses no space. See, this is a set of 3. You can tell the shine, the sheen. It's a reprint. They're new. Okay, reprints. Enchanting Mermaid, Watery Grave under the OA, Watery Grave under the. Ooh, it's past everything. It's stretched out closer to the border. There's your reprint. Fire Yaru, attacks, space, attacks, no space. Period misses, period almost hits the W. Okay, there's your reprint. Dragoness, the Wicked Knight. I say bracket. Okay, bracket. Bracket splits the D and the D. This bracket hits the D. That's actually rare to see a fusion do that, but it has done that. Bracket clearly in the middle. Bracket clearly hitting the D. Don't really need to do anymore, and that's a good thing too. And the names are a little different, but you can tell this is pressed in, embossed more, and the T right in the middle, the T left in the middle. For some reason, they make it longer, but this is definitely. Again, you got the white and the purple. It looks like it's a nicer picture. Yeah, it's a reprint. All right, it's got to be. It looks like a freaking reprint. You know, this is your first edition. Doesn't look like the first edition. It's kind of weird. Even like the wording warrior looks squished, and I don't know. It's probably just the picture, but anyway. Yeah. So we keep going. Protection, space, protection, no space, period, nothing, period, O. So that's a reprint. Okay, dark energy, another magic card situation. Okay, these are. I'm gonna finish fast with the magic. Okay, so magic. If it says magic at the top, magic, magic, magic for LOB, you're good. Okay. Okay, here's a better explanation. All right. Okay, so first edition. There's your first edition. Oh my god, that's nice. Magic card. It does say magic on a first edition. That makes sense. Okay, well, what's this card? It's hovering right in front here. Okay, it says magic card. Okay, that must be a first edition, is it? All right, an insect type monster equipped with this card increases attack by doing. Okay, okay, it's exactly the same. All right, well, Scott could be correct. Probably is. Okay, and then we go over to here. Okay, spell cards. These can't be first, or these can't be original prints. These have to be reprints, and that's probably correct. Okay, let's look at them pretty quickly. Okay, they are different, and they're connected. So while one's on the left here, the order is actually wrong because this one right here, the one on the right, okay, it says spell. So it is. Oh man, I'm going to get myself in trouble. Okay, so this isn't a reprint. This is one of those from the collector's tins, okay? Remember when they're getting sued and they changed magic? 2003, they changed it to spell. They kept the text the same. an inside type, it's exactly the same as the first edition. Okay, now this one here is not. This one is a reprint. It's not out of a tin. It's from much later because they pushed its to the border. Okay, and now you recognize that. So first edition first, this one's second, this one on the screen on the right is third, and then this one was the latest reprint. Now, if this latest reprint, if they didn't push its to the border, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between these two. They would be exactly the same. And some of the later reprints from 2010 and beyond, they didn't make any, just a couple, I think. They didn't do this with a lot. They didn't make any changes. So you would not be able to tell a tin from a later reprint. But that didn't happen very much, I don't think, just a couple times. So that's sort of the explanation for that. Okay, Vial Germs first edition. This is just the regular unlimited card. I don't know why I put it here rather than the reprint, which is right here. So I could probably even just get rid of that. But this is your reprint card here. That's kind of what you're looking for. Technically, it might not. This might not be a reprint. It is because the text is different. But if this text was the same as this text, I wouldn't be able to say definitively if this was from a collector's tin or it was a reprint if the text was the same, just because it says spell card. But because it says spell card and the text is different, I know it's not from the original era. It's not original to the period. It is a reprint. Yeah. You just want one that says magic card, like this guy. You want one that says that. Same thing with this. I'm not going to get into it too much. First edition, yes. Here is the second edition or the original unlimited. Right. Okay. There it is. And then you have, oh my God, what is going on? You got 3 spell cards. Are they all different? They are all different. What? Okay. So first edition, magic card. This one's original. So we want one that has the same effect. Fairy tale monster. Blah blah blah. Okay. Oh, I put it in order. Okay. So this is the spell card. This is from the tin here because it has the same effect. It says spell card. Increase the attack. This one has a different. Oh, because it's EN. That's why. So this is from the worldwide. This is the one that I was saying. 2004 EN Master Collection. I think it is the worldwide English one. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so don't worry about that one, EN, because we're not focusing on that. Clearly, it's different. And then this is the later reprint because it has different text than everything else. So this is later, easily a reprint. Dragon Treasure, just get one that says magic card. Okay, Electro Whip. Oh wow. Okay, I have these out of order. Okay, so first edition, yes. These are the same. This is the one you want that says magic. This spell card, since it is the same, looks the same, could be from out of a tin, 2003. Or if they didn't change the reprints later, it could be one of those as well. But I don't think so. You could like the card scuffing. The cards are together probably. It's probably from a tin. But just get one that says magic and you'll be good. Get one that says magic. Get one that says magic. Okay, here you go. Here's a reprint. 2010. All right, it says spell, so you know it's either from a tin or it's a reprint. Is the text the same? No, the text is different. So it's different, and it's pushed over. So yeah, if it's pushed over, it's probably a reprint, and then it's spell, it's a reprint. And 2010 to 17 designation. Get them, get gay. Oh, boing boing. Okay, get the magic card. 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 Swords of Revealing Light. They changed this one a bunch. There's 2 spell cards. Which one's from the tin? Immediately activated. Okay, this effect is the same, so it's probably from 2003. This effect is different, so it's probably from later. You want to get one that looks like this, except for it doesn't say first edition, and it wants to say magic card. Oh my fucking god. So many goddamn Yu-Gi-Oh cards. This is like a 2-hour video. This is ridiculous. Like, I have stuff I need to do today. I need to pay the bills. I need to eat and finish my coffee. I haven't had a sip of coffee. I don't even know if this is recording. Is it? Okay, it might be. I don't know. This is the first time I've ever done a recording, so I'll be proud of me. Okay, Transformer Dragon. Okay, the M starts in the same spot approximately. Okay, where does the N go to? What did I write? I wrote rare. Shorter name bracket. Okay, so shorter name, 2 and a third, 2 and like a 4. Okay, so this one on the right is shorter. Looks like they start in the same spot, and then the bracket splits the S's. This bracket misses the S's. So this text this time looks like it was pushed to the right. Again, the white and the purple, pink and purple. You can't go by that just by pictures. You will get burned. And the metal dragon, doesn't look so deeply engraven, but I don't know if they did that for. What the hell is this? The rares. I don't think. It must just be the picture. Anyway, so yeah, the name, and then up here, this is what you want to go by, right? So it's almost 2.5. This is just over two, just over 2. So there's your difference. Spike Seizure, okay, stab space, stabs no space, great. Tripwire Beast, okay, through the D, through the E, way, way, way far away from LOB, right up on LOB. Knives space, knives no space, period O, period past O. Excuse me. Anyway, space, that was a burp. Pardon me. Space, no space, knives. This bird plays with knives. Don't mess with the bird that plays with the knives. The arm ninja. He's got 2 arms and destroys 1 magic card. Okay, so we hadn't talked about this yet. All right, so this is probably the first card in the set. If it references magic card in the text, then it's original. If it references spell card, then it's a problem. So after I think 2004 is when they changed. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I know that the tins, you can tell it's a tin because they didn't change. They'd have a spell card up here, but they would keep magic effects down below. I don't know if that happened in this series. I could be wrong about that. I don't think I am, but later on we'll see that if it says magic and then it says spell, well, if it says spell, it is a reprint. Because even with the tins, I think they kept it magic. 2003. And then 2004, they say EN, and much, much, much later, then they started doing all this spell shit. So this is different. Okay, this is the first edition. You want a card that looks like that. You want a card that says magic. That's original. I think when they had the tins, and that's why you can't tell the difference between the 2003 tins when it comes to monsters, because the tins would come out and it would say the same thing. There's no spell or magic designation up here, and it would say magic down below. So technically speaking, if you get a card that's like this that doesn't say first edition, it could come out of a original print or one of the 2003 tins, right? And there's people that say you can tell the difference, but okay, with that, you shouldn't be concerned about it, right? If PSA can't tell the difference, then it doesn't matter, right? There's close enough of a period anyway. Like they are basically the same card. This is as good as the ultimate unlimited. Excuse me. It's as good as unlimited collecting is going to be able to be, especially if you're new. If you're an expert and you can't tell the difference, you're new. You're never going to do it. So it's just something we have to accept unless you want to collect all first editions. Which good luck. You're going to need about $20,000 to collect all the classic sets of Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm not even kidding. All right. So anyway, you won a card that says this. This is a reprint. Don't get that. Flower Wolf. Okay, this one's weird. I think they kind of like experimented, screwed up. So the first edition says Fusion, which is I think it's an early attempt of seeing if they liked it, and it was not. So the reprint does not say what is this. I forget what this is. Uh, no, that's good. Okay, so first edition. Sorry, I'm spacing out here. First edition, right? So you want one that looks like that. It has to say Fusion on it. This one does not say Fusion on it. It has the same kind of reprint vibe to it. But see, this is a first edition, and this is white and purpley. So be careful. Anyway, so it says Fusion, first edition. We want that. This says not Fusion. Does not say Fusion. This is a reprint confirmed by PSA. That's pretty easy. Why did I put this one here? Oh, because I guess it's 2002, and then it just says Fusion. So this is the card that you want to get, right? 2002 says Fusion, doesn't say first edition, and then you're good. Okay, Maneater Bug. Oh man, this guy's such a dickhead. So there's basically no difference with the text. I did my little crossing trick, didn't work. I did up and down everywhere. It is the exact same, unless I like these aren't perfectly flat like scans, so I have a hard time doing the up and down trick with to be ultra precise. And at some point, I do sort of, I'm not gonna say give up, but like I run out of time. I can't just endlessly search the internet because I don't have a database that has reprints for an accurate comparison. I have to find the reprint. So I wasn't able to find this reprint unless I spaced it. So please let me know in the comments below if you got this long in the video. Good for you. You're probably still with me. You're probably watching some other stuff. And anyway, so the text flip is about the same. The positioning is the same. It runs the same. Everything is the same in the box. This name is just a black print. It's a super rare, right? So it doesn't move. There's no differences. Picture's the same, right? So everything is the same. The only thing you can do. Wait a minute, what the fuck? I put shorter name and text. Why did I do that? Shorter name and text. Okay, so it's assumed that the text would be shorter. I'm not quite seeing that. I don't think I updated that one accurately. So I'm looking at it. What would lead me to say? I mean, the R is close. Okay, so point being, I have it like flagged. I'm not sure why. I might have put that shorter name and text down like early on, and then came back to it, and then because I'm not seeing anything here that's not with these pictures that I have. I mean, I think what I did was I calculated it based on like picture position. Oh, maybe it was the horn. Okay, here it was. Okay, yeah, here we go. Okay, so it's hard to track all the way down because if the card is distorted, it gets amplified and it's not 100% accurate. So I need to make two little lines here and see if the spacing is the same. But if you go straight down for squareness, but if you go straight down from the G, you can see that it just misses his horn. Okay, and these cards are roughly the same size, so there's not going to be any problem there. Let me see if I can get this all on one screen. All right, that's pretty good. So if you draw this line, and I know it kind of doesn't look straight down because it's supposed to go with the angle of the card a little bit, but this is pretty noticeable. This space. Plus, I don't know what's going on with this picture. This is weird over here. Are they all like that? um, yeah. So the G comes down, and you got a pretty big gap here. The G comes down, you got like no gap. Like it's almost like double. And it's kind of weird because the B comes down. There you go. Okay, so the B comes down right through his eye. This B comes down to the right of his eye. So both clues signify that this is to the left. This name is shrunk. So that's what I meant by putting shorter name. Because this B, that's ultimately this card is square. It might not be like, the top might be leaning away a little bit, but it's straight up and down. It looks like so the B does go right through his eye. I don't see any skew. And then this one too, it would be really hard for like if the B were to go through his eye, it would be like that. And that does not look correct. Let's do an undo there. So keep an eye on this one. It'd be probably this one would actually be easier to do in person because you could just get a straight edge and just look. It's actually harder to do on the computer. This is just for being able to like purchase the card online. And then when you get them in your hands, it'd be pretty easy to tell the difference without looking at the colors. You would just like take a straight edge. Okay, yes, I can see his eye. No, I can't see his eye. So we're gonna go with that and move on. Sandstone guy, like space, snake hyphen space, like. Okay, that's different text. Hani or Hain, whatever her name is. Okay, regardless position. Okay, that's different. Mazar. Okay, spikes. We got almost to the L, period, past up to the O. Okay, this text is push out. Mazera Zumi. He's got a rocket launcher on his belly. Okay, Steel Ogre Grotto, period, not quite to the D, period, to the E. Okay, those are different. Lesser Dragon, period, 20, period, 00. Okay, period goes up to his like butt cheeks, period goes up to his like thigh. Okay, and then here the end, middle, and short. Okay, short and name. Okay, different card. That's a reprint. Dark World of Thorns itself, space itself, no space. Drooling Lizard, any space, any no space. Off, slight space, off, absolutely no space. Okay, Succubus Knight, we are wrapping up this video. Oh my god, this is taking a long time. Okay, so first edition, Death Dealing. Okay, first edition, they changed it. Crap, did I put an Asian English on here? Pretty sure this is Asian English. Yes, it is. I don't know why I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have put that on here. So they never usually had two first editions of the same like set code LOB 117. They never really did that unless Asian English I think came out a little bit later for the LOB, so they're able to make changes and make it first edition. So they came out with first edition Death Dealing, changed it. This is the one. Oh, wait a minute, this looks reprinty. This looks reprinty. I don't think I have the one you want. Okay, yeah, I just put the reprint on here. So this is the first edition. This is the one you want here because when they change the text, it screws up my train of thought. Ah, okay, I see. Yeah. Okay, duh. So first edition Death. Okay, this is an Asian English card. This card is not North American. It's Asian English, but the text is what you would want. See how it's a little shorter. I got to be careful. If this is an Asian English card, I have to be careful with what I'm saying. I got to be honest. I need to do like a little bit more research on this. I'm not 100%. I'm getting towards the end of the video. I'm getting tired. I got to wrap this up. I know they changed Death Dealing to Bone Chilling, but this has a total reprint vibe to me. So it would be pretty easy to find out. You would just have to go on eBay and Bone Chilling Spells. This goes past the O. So this is the reprint, the one I showed you. That's the one you want. Looks like this. This one's Asian English. Okay, we're moving on. Okay, Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn. Okay, I got them all. I got all the Monster Reborns you want. Okay, I don't know what it is. It kind of looks like something that might be, I don't know, inserted somewhere. I don't know what the hell this thing is, man. You got you got the Pennywise sitting on the top here. I'm rambling. Magic card. Okay, so you anyone that says magic, you're good. No first edition, you get the magic card, right? Spell card, reprints. Which one of these is a reprint? They might both be. I think they both are. I think there's some cards they changed 2010 and then they changed them later too. So the 10 should say spell and then have this effect, and I don't have that one. So anyway, you want one that says magic and you'll be good. You want one that says magic. Oh my God, we were almost done. All right, right leg of the forbidden one. Okay, this space. Right leg of the okay breaks. Okay, it's different. Text is different. Right. Yeah. Okay, left leg room can breaks this space, this no space. There's your reprint. Breaks space, breaks no space. There's your reprint. This breaks different. There's your reprint. Exodia, am I getting these right? Right leg, left, right arm, left arm, left arm. Okay, I did it. This guy, totally different effect. Exodia, different effect. Blah blah blah. That is a reprint. Don't get that one. You want one that looks like this without first edition. Okay, there's gonna be lots of mistakes there. Okay, and this is the last one, I think. This is Gia, the Dragon Champion. This one did take a little while to figure out with the measuring, but did discover that for whatever the reason they have the is capitalized. I think, yeah, it looks like capital T. The original is capitalized and the reprints are not. So if you have one that's not capitalized, it is a reprint. Again, it came out with first editions, 2002. Yay! And then they started printing all the non-first editions, the second editions, I guess you would say, the unlimiteds. Yay! They looked exactly the same. Yay! And then 2003, they came out with the collector's tins. They didn't make any changes to cards like this. They just changed the words spell and magic. And in 2004, the ENs, and then they had the reprints that come out, and this is the one example of that. And they made some changes, and they just made the lowercase, and they actually changed it back. I think the ENs. Okay, so look, oh my God, we're done with that. I'm so sorry for talking this long. If you've been listening this whole time, you freaking hate me. I'm pretty sure. Okay. I hope you learned something. I don't have a lot of time to keep rambling and talking, but look, go watch Gezi's videos, and you can come back here and you can see the direct comparisons, and you should be able to collect the unlimited Legend of Blue Eyes sets without any major issue. It does get a little bit harder as you go on. Metal Raiders is pretty easy. Spell Ruler is pretty simple. There's one after that. I can't remember what it is right now. Labyrinth of Nightmare is when it starts to be a problem, but only because they didn't make these later reprints from 2010. They made them from like 2007. It was like Tactical Evolution or something like that. So I think that was probably the first time that they made reprints using the same set code, and they just like fucked up, and they just weren't they weren't paying attention. Like, we'll just make them exactly the same. No one will know. And it's 2007 versus I think Labyrinth of Nightmare was 2003. I think. So I mean, it's 4 years apart, and 15, 20, 25 years, it's not going to matter. They're going to be the same card anyway. I think they look identical. There will be some problems. We'll get into that later, talking about that. But anyway, I just wanted to say one more time here. So like I went through and I'm putting green wherever there is no problem and there's a very easily identifiable difference. I just marked it green. Okay. All right. So green. Da, 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 da. Okay. The Trial of Hell problem. We talked about that. There's no reprint. So you get the Trial of Hell. You can get the first edition if you wanted to, and then you get the Trial of Nightmare second edition or unlimited, and then they reprinted the Trial of Nightmare. If you wanted to get a first edition Trial of Nightmare, you could get one in Asian and English, but you don't have to. So there's no problem here. There's just no reprint of Trial of Hell. There's no unlimited Trial of Hell, just first edition, and then they changed it. There's I hope I'm saying that correctly. So it's not something you have to worry about. Okay, so Trubin, there is a difference with the embossing. Okay, there's one issue. Flame Ghost, it has a shorter name. I highlighted it anyway just to err on the side of caution, even though it's a pretty substantial difference. Okay, so there's two. Um, okay, you got the Carbonella Warrior 3. I thought, oops. 3 farther down, shorter name Maneater Bug. I thought we handled that one okay, but I just to be safe, I put 4. So there's 4 cards of all of these, probably Cherubin's the hardest, maybe Man-Eater Bug, but there's 4 cards to keep an eye on. So when you're compiling this set together and you're going online and you're buying the cards, anytime you come across these, you have to be a little more cautious than you normally would, and then you just have to make sure you're looking specifically. You may have to go by first editions later for all 4 of these to include in your set, just to keep people at minds at ease, or maybe like one of each, first edition, a reprint, and a regular original print. Keep them all separated. I don't really know, but when you have them in your hands, it'd be pretty easy to tell. I have a feeling, and we've already determined that there are significant differences. Anyway, listen, I have talked forever. I got to get on with my day. I don't even know if this is recording. I need to go. I thank you very much for your time. Go check out YouTube Gezi. He seems like a real sharp guy. Good information, and we'll see if we can make like Unlimited make a kind of a comeback. Because look, first editions are too expensive. Unlimiteds are nice cards. They're quality cards. They look good. They're not to be sneezed at or scoffed at. And I don't like mixing up sets. I hate doing that. So like first editions and originals, I hate doing. And it's not something I want to do. So look, thanks for listening. I hope you learned something. I might do Metal Raiders. I have that done. I need to have time to make the video. Probably wouldn't be that long because I just ramble on into the microphone. But I have to do some other things. This is an exercise you can do at home, by the way. If you want to like educate yourself with the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you can do this. And believe me, after a while of clicking around with thousands of cards, you will easily be able to determine the differences yourself pretty quickly. I mean, I only saw 2 variants of every card, right? There's like I can say with most certainty that like these are the 2 styles of cards for Gia. This is it. I did not see any other cards. Anyway, so I'll save any information for my next video. Go check out Gezi. He's a good guy. Go subscribe. I have a feeling he's going to come out with something a little bit similar to a like a master database of like all cards and differences. Um, I don't know that at all for sure, but I have a sneaking suspicion that somebody is going to do it because it needs to fucking get done. And now that they've had the 2020 copyright changed on the bottom of the cards, finally, and they should have changed it in 2010. Finally, that they've done that, these cards aren't unlimited anymore. Like they're not. Okay, they're not ever going to change the copyright back to 1996, and if they did, they would burn. Right? That's not a good thing to do. So these cards are not unlimited anymore. They can't mass produce these. So I have a feeling the value of these cards will, in time, obviously, eventually go up. That's why I don't like releasing these videos. Not many people are going to see this, but I don't want people to know because I there's still cards I have to get. So this is Legend of Blue Eyes. I'm going to go now. I appreciate it very much. Um, anyway, I shouldn't have shown that. I should have signed off first. So have a good night. Whatever. Go eat your breakfast. Finish your coffee. Get off of Twitch. Go mow the lawn. Have some fun out there, and I'll see you later. Bye.